everybody.
Okay.
I was in there and then it kind of.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a TruthENTFilms.com presentation. We are aware, awoke, alive. We exist to bring you a fresh perspective on today's hot button issues. This is the Triple A Podcast with your hosts, Tia McCrary and Jamar B.V. Harris.
Welcome. We are alive and welcome. Where I like to welcome all of y'all to the Triple A Podcast. I am your co-host, Black B. That is my beautiful, amazing, young, sexy Kia, who just getting over her breakup with Greg. Woo! Kia!
Yeah.
Yo, I like to welcome all y'all here. It is another beautiful day. This is episode 69. Well, actually 68, and I owe you one.
I'll be damned.
So,
I thought we was on 70, but
well, it says 69 on it says 68 on the thing, so that's why I said 69.
Okay.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Everybody all right? Good evening.
Good evening, Shelly. Good evening. This is Shelly King, an amazing, strong, young, hardworking Black woman who was retired after putting in 30-some years in corrections.
31 years.
31 years in corrections. My former union president, aka my aunt mother work, who every time I messed up and almost could have got fired, she came in there with her union book and saved my job when I used to be a corrections officer. So I like to thank you. I've learned so much. And also we have from the Queens with Attitude podcast, a beautiful guest. She's been here before. Kiki, do you love me? Are you right? I'd like to thank both of y'all for being guests. We have Laura who's going to come through in a little bit also and bless us with her presence. And Tia.
yeah.
I'm started off with this. You guys are new here with Kiki. You've been here before. We normally started off with what's new, what's going on, what is something going on in your world. I started off with my co-host, the beautiful Tia.
Mm-hmm.
Tia, what is new with you, boo?
Well, you know what? Nothing is new, but I did get that booster shot. I hope I don't have to get any more shots. And let me be careful because certain words are trigger words. So, yeah, I got that third one. I guess I can call it that.
Right.
It made me tired, but not as tired as the first two.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I mean, like I said, if you all want to get it, that's totally up to you. I'm not for, I'm not against, I'm pro, whatever you feel is best for you. But I didn't have any choice but to get it since my mom had called it. So that was pretty much it.
Well, respect. Shelly, it's been a long time since we got to see each other, hang out, get drunk together, or laugh or joke at my crazy family members when you come around and hang with them crazy folks. How have you been?
Hey, every day's a blessing. And
Amen.
thank you for having me, everybody. And I was on earlier, then it kind of just went dead. So next time I'll have my earpiece in, So I'm glad that you guys are doing big things. And it's nice to, I know you've been talking about your podcast and your endeavors. And it's nice to see men and women doing something positive. So I'm going to sit back and enjoy it.
Hey, King, thank you. King is only as strong as his queen. You know what I'm saying? And man, and so I've been blessed, my bro and Tia, and we've been all putting it together. Alora just joined us. Alora, welcome. Kiki, I'm gonna save you for last with your crazy but Alora, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I want to first off welcome you to the Triple A Podcast, and secondly, I want you to shout out your podcast and let them know what nights you dropping and everything. So make sure we get that out the way first and foremost.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, my podcast is called The Lauren Hour with Alora Dannon, and we will be filming actually tonight and Wednesday.
Dope.
Awesome.
And last but not least, Kiki. What's up, girl?
Hey, Kiki.
I'm laughing because I got introduced twice.
Yeah, you did. That's all good.
Thank you.
Kiki had already been here a few times already. She done filled in for a pimp when I was down and out, down in distress. So Kiki and Tia are very familiar with each other. For me, new in my world would be podcast. We got everything from Queens with Attitude is doing good. Shout out to Kiki on that one. Shout out to Alora, who's been a guest on there also. As well as CL Presents Pussy Talks is doing amazing also. And CL's been jumping on so many podcasts. I'll be like, yo, sis, slow down. You're going to burn yourself out because she's been all over the place. Amazing. People been having on their radio shows and their podcasts. So that's doing good. When those things grow, it helps the family, us as AAA Productions and under Truth Entertainment Films. So with those going, I don't know if for those of our listeners who are familiar that check us out, Miguel is coming along. He's been a guest on Queens with Attitude as well as been on Pussy Talks. Miguel's coming with his own podcast, Deep Throat Conversations. Don't ask me. I don't make up these names. I just allow them to do what they do. And, hey, do what you do. I'm just along for the ride. But he's coming with his own podcast. But thing as well as we got the Bucket Naked podcast that airs Friday nights. It's wild. It's late Friday nights. There's no scheduled time because there's no scheduled time when folks don't jump on and they drunk. But on Friday night, we live stream it, Facebook and now YouTube, and we everywhere with it. And just people on there, we just talking, having fun. We seen some woman come home drunk and smack her husband up who was on the podcast that we was doing a live stream with. Yep. People were shirtless. So it goes down, but it's good and it's dope conversation. We have fun. Nothing too. Okay, it is crazy. I'm lying, but it's all within reason, and deep discussions come out of it. So, with that being said, everything in my life is good. It's family is good. I'm healthy. My people is healthy. Tia, you're healthy. Monica and Jesse. Shout out to Monica and Jesse.
Yes. Oh my God, y'all! They drove me crazy last Friday. They argued all fucking day. I'm like, oh my God, because we got our kitchen done, and my dad asked my mom to pick out towels. She goes and picks out the towel. He didn't like the towel, so they had to go back, and they got into it over there, and it turned into this big ass argument about some shit from long ago. I'm like, man, come on, y'all.
They be hashing those shit.
Yes.
Hey, don't be hating on Monica and Jesse. Jesse be right most of the time. I think. I hope.
No, he don't. Sometimes, but my mom be right sometimes too. And it's just, I love them, but you know how it is when you've been married forever, just been around each other forever, and it's just one of those type. Like they just sick of looking at each other sometimes, so they act like roommates. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom will go upstairs in her room and shit, and then my father will follow. My mom will be like, "What the fuck you doing in my apartment?" I'll be like, "Oh." Door. My father will be like, "This is my goddamn house." My mom be like, "Motherfucker, this mine too." I'm like, "Okay, gonna turn up some what was I listening to when they was arguing? I think I was listening to Parliament Funkadelic. I said, I'm just gonna turn this up all the way here. Flashlight. That's all I hear. Flashlight. I don't hear nothing y'all talking about, goddamn. That's the kind of day I had last Friday, but today they in a better mood. It ain't too bad. So
well, that's good. That's good. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. So you ready? You want to go with sports first, or you want to go with news first?
Let's go with news first.
Okay, the news. Mm-hmm. The news. Yeah.
Okay, McGurk.
I've been off key a little bit. Me. All right. So on here is the news. Everybody knows what's going on. First and foremost, I started off with the elephant in the room. Mm-hmm. Russia and Ukraine. Mm-hmm. And I wanna Tia.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you pick which one of our guests you want to go first. You want to lower or keep your thing for them to give their opinion on it before me and you jump on it.
You can go first, Kiki.
Oh, okay. I think it's unfortunate. The latest 21 people have been killed in the last 24 hours. I just think that is crazy just because Russia wants to, take over. So
Right.
it's all about power and you're killing innocent people. And I'm afraid that it might come over here because, America always put their nose in some stuff that they don't have no business.
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
We're already suffering with the gas prices.
Right.
And that's my take on it.
Okay. Shelly, you want to go next?
Yeah, just to piggyback and follow up on that. When I talked to you earlier, remember you guys, there were some college students, university students over in Ukraine, right? Africans, right?
Wow,
Right.
Had
yeah,
a
I
hard
seen
time
that.
getting out.
Wow.
Because
They
of the
wouldn't
color
let
of
them
their
get on the
skin.
train.
Yeah.
So
I
what
saw
I want to
What?
piggyback on what you were saying is, I'm afraid it could like extend over here, or maybe to one of Hawaii or something like that. The thing that has me concerned, we understand about the prices, even though we don't want the inflation to go up with the gas. But
Right.
I've observed how they're just killing people. They're just doing it just to get a reaction from people.
Right.
And if you look at Syria, Afghanistan, no one cared about them because guess what? It wasn't, quote, European whiteness.
Exactly.
If you guys get a chance, or maybe I can send Jamar the link. What's his name? Trevor Noah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
He was on a Twitter feed and also on YouTube.
Mhm.
He's very eloquent. He just gives it to you simple.
Right.
So I'm a paraphrase. He said, and if you watch the broadcasters, the newscasters, they said things like they're middle class, and I'm quoting, they're middle class workers, middle class
Mhm.
families.
Mhm. Wow.
So just think about that for a second.
Mhm.
Can I say something just to piggyback on what you're saying?
Sure.
That's what I'm afraid of, and I think that's what's going to happen. That they want to wipe the middle class out so that it's a richer get richer, poor get poor. That's, ooh, girl, you said that's scary though.
Very.
Okay.
Laura, what is your whole take on the Ukraine-Russia thing?
Well, my take on it, the gas prices, I'm not worried about that because gas once was 50 cents, gas was once 110, gas was once $2. We're all now, we all know that gas is going to go up during any type of crisis. Whatever goes on, gas is going to go up.
Right.
But my main concern is Russia trying to inflict its dominance over the world. My take on this isn't about just Ukraine. It's about Russia becoming a bigger nation, a bigger country than the U.S.
Mhm.
Russia wants to be the top dog. And in order for them to become the top dog, they have to conquer Ukraine. Because once they conquer Ukraine, then they can say, hey, listen, we're the big bad wolves that your parents told you about at night. Now they have more territory. I'm not sure if that's my mic doing that. Is that my...
Might be because you're the car Bluetooth. No, I don't know. It kind of it stopped for a second, but I got
Okay,
what
I'm
you said.
sorry.
I think you're okay.
Yeah,
Is-
but to hurry up and finish my point, I think this is a world problem, and I think it is going to eventually run over into the U.S. And my concern right now is that Joe Biden is not taking this as serious as it should be. Sanctions aren't going to stop Russia because they have clearly showed that they are not afraid of a piece of paper being thrown at them. Their stock market has been basically crashed. Billionaires have lost billions, and I mean like 39 plus billions of dollars. So these people do not care about money. These people are focused on world domination.
I can see that.
Okay, well, can I ask you something real quick? Just to piggyback what you were saying about that. You talked about Russia. Now, remember, if you look at what's happening in Ukraine, you got Poland, you got the other ones. They hit that nuclear plant, right?
Cerebral.
Which is crazy just to hit a nuclear plant. And once they take over the city, and like you said, he wants domination. And when that happens, you look at NATO, right? So they're not going to close the airspace. That's not going to happen right now. And what you're saying about Joe Biden, I think that there's a lot that we don't know about. We're just seeing a little bit, but we're in scary times.
We are. Yeah. I mean, but what I mean by Joe Biden is Joe Biden came into this office knowing that Russia was an issue. I believe that he should have had more planned out, because it was predicted already that when Biden got into office that Russia was going to try to pump fake and test the waters. See, right now, Russia is testing to see if Joe Biden is really about a war, or is he going to sit back and keep on trying to be diplomatic and being preventative. And there's going to be a cost when you keep sitting back and just saying, no, we're going to see what happens, we're going to see what unfolds. What's going to happen is our allies are no longer going to believe in America. They're no longer going to be able to trust us, and then our union is going to fall apart. That's what's going to eventually happen, because Ukraine is over there. Their president saying, we don't need your prayers. We need you to send people. What's going to happen is that man is going to eventually fold, and he is going to say, you know what, Putin, what do you want? I want you guys to join me, because this is a possibility. And what they're going to do, Ukraine is going to become once again a part of Russia. That is a possibility.
Good point.
Good point. Very good point.
Because that's what I've heard. Is basically that's what they're trying to do anyway, just make them part of Russia again, as opposed to them being their own independent entity.
Yes, because when you have more territory, you have more power.
Right.
And the reason I believe that they blew up that the nuclear plant, because everyone knows about this area. This is a ghost town. So you learn this on PBS. You learned this when you were a kid. That Sarajevo was the place that you were not supposed to go. You do not tread here. There are signs everywhere. Do not step here. Do not step here. Danger. Radiation. So now, what did they do? They just blew it up, right?
Right.
So what's going to happen? That is going to spread. That is going to eventually wipe out more people. That man, Putin, he's a well-calculated person. That man, let me tell you what he did to Ukraine, which people don't understand. When Ukraine became separate from Russia, they all joined at the borders. All the Ukrainian people joined at the borders, and they held hands to stop the Russians from coming over. Russia lined 190,000 troops along that same border that prevented them from overtaking Ukraine in the 90s. That was 1989. He hit them with their own tactic that gave them their freedom, is which right now is costing them their freedom again. That man he's a thought out man.
Oh, he's no dummy. No dummy at all. No dummy at all.
Not at all. I mean,
okay, so Tia, what's your take on it?
Say it again, sweetie.
What's your take on it, boo?
I have kind of like mixed feelings about it, in a sense where, especially some of us as Black people think we'll be immune to certain things, and you see what's going on over there with them, people that look like us. They're not allowed to get on the train. They're not allowed to leave, to go to safety. Same thing that happened with the Haitians. Saw how they deported them. And to my people, please, just you have to be aware of your surroundings at all times. And I get that, because I was asking my father. My father said, well, if somebody told you you had to leave your home in 2 weeks, would you do that? I said, well, if it meant my life, because a lot of people, for whatever reason, didn't even believe he would invade. Now, why wouldn't they believe that? That's what I didn't get. Did they not realize who they were dealing with, what they were dealing with? Did they just think it was some sort of propagandistic joke? You know what I mean? Do I feel
right.
People over there? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And
I agree.
Hope to God that they come to some sort of resolution before any more lives are lost. But I'm hoping we kind of stick this one out. It's like he said, we always do somebody's business. And that's what happened with that damn war over there in the Middle East that didn't need to happen. We done gave them, $2 trillion over a 20-year period? Because we were giving them like $300 million, a day or some shit like that. Billions, millions, 20 million, 300 million, something like that. We were giving the Middle East that kind of money, and now it's at $2 trillion.
Damn, I need to be a struggling country so America could give me millions of dollars a day.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
So,
So you can do all of that. Get something that don't have, and then it's not enough. You got in something that wasn't your business, but then you spun it around to make it look like something else. So while I feel for the people over there, I really do. I think it's horrible. I'm kind of hoping. I don't think it can happen. Maybe either sit this one out or figure out some back alley behind the scenes type thing. It's not like the states ain't good for it.
Well, can I?
Yeah.
Well, at this point, we really aren't going to be able to sit this one out because what's unfolding is Russia has North Korea on their side, Russia has China on their side, and these are our biggest enemies. And right now, they feel like our administration is weak. So if you were the prey and you see that you were the predator and you see that your prey was weak, you're going to go in for the kill. So what's going to happen is if we keep sitting this out, China's going to attack Taiwan. North Korea is going to attack South Korea. And then we're going to be spread so thin, our troops are going to be in all these places, and that's going to eventually leave America open, and that could possibly bring war to our own soil. That's what I'm afraid of.
Agreed.
And you know what you saying that what scares me is the simple fact like how our country is open door. You know what I'm saying? The same people that's in war or that we have potentially go on war, they could be set up here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Lord, do me a favor. Exit out because your connection is bad, and that's why I was doing it because your connection is bad, and come back in.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. I think it's still doing it.
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay, it stopped.
No,
damn, is it mine? I think I don't understand it. It could be mine. I don't know.
You want me to exit out and go back in?
No, it's not you. It's I don't know if it's mine. It's just doing it's just a bad connection overall. I don't know what it is. I think for me the biggest issue. Wow, that is very, very aggravating.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never had.
He froze.
Oh wow! And it's still
When King talked, it didn't.
I wonder is
y'all.
it
Trying to get through it.
Would you say, Tia?
I said, so I'm apologizing to everybody because we're going through some really messed up and annoying.
Oh yeah, I want to apologize to all our live listeners right now. Well, anybody who's listening live, sorry for the technical difficulties. I'm gonna blame it on Kiki.
You sure it's not the guest for the first time? Who knows? It
But it could be. Who knows? I thought it was I swore at first because it stopped when we talked before, and it could be mine. Maybe it's mine because I'm talking now when it's doing it.
And Tia, you sound low in the story.
Tia, you sound very low.
You want me to exit out and come back in and try it?
We can always try.
Wait a minute, the producer told me to hold on.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I'm hearing it when we're quiet. I'm still hearing.
Yeah, I hear it too.
Yeah. I've never had this happen before.
Right, Ukraine probably trying to play.
It's Putin. And me and Putin go back. Putin was me and Tia had a listener in Russia. I could have sworn it was Putin. Y'all talk bad on my homie, and now he's blocking us out.
All right, y'all. I'm about to try to log out, log back in.
Hello? Is it there? Can you hear it?
I think it was her.
I think it was her.
Yeah,
Because
I
even
hear
if
it.
you move her
Everything
glass,
clear now. I was getting ready to go
yeah, she
upstairs
was-
and get my little earphones and put in.
Yeah. So as we're live still, I'll say this. I think everything everybody else is saying is thing. I think I believe America is put in a tough spot. I believe the right wing is going to blame our weakness on Biden. The left wing is going to blame our weakness on Trump. I believe it's a mixture of both, in the sense of the reality of it is that they see we're a nation divided. And we're a nation that's stuck on playing politics above putting country first, above doing the right things first.
I agree.
And when you put the value on putting your country first, when you put not putting your country, but putting your politics and your ideologies and your ignorance first instead of getting things done because you don't want to get things done because you don't want Trump to look good, or you don't want to get things done because you don't want Biden and the Democrats to look good. So you stall things, you hold things back, or you talk about the actions that you would take. Like, I watch people say, if Trump was in office, Putin wouldn't have done this. When Trump attacked Ukraine, well, not Trump, but Russia attacked Ukraine while Trump was in office, and he did nothing. This man also held back from Ukraine getting aid while he was in office.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just political propaganda, and it's at an all-time high, and that's why other countries like China and North Korea and so forth see that America is weak right now, because Americans are weak because we don't care nothing about but the little political differences. That's all we care about is
Right.
instead of really securing us, keeping our foothold, or doing the one thing that, as much as it made us great, we were the bad guys, was our influence, our influence over the world. The fact that when there's countries like Ukraine in trouble, we step in, we help them out. Yeah, we gonna get what we want out of the process. We might take some oil, or we might sit there and put who we want in control of your country. But America as a country never really cared about the money we spent abroad until we put a CEO in charge of the country to go and argue about how much we spend, and let's close down this base over here, overseas, close down this. Man, those are investments, because those show the world that we're so mighty. We got a base in Germany, a base in Japan, we got one in Italy, all over the place. That's us flexing our might to show that we are everywhere. But when you put a CEO of a company in charge of a country doesn't run like a company. So you're going to get a CEO is going to look at the numbers, and all he's going to see is the numbers and say, I could save us money here. And he's going to be like, hey, let's close down the Department of Infectious Diseases. Why do we have this pandemic department? And he pulls funds and shuts it down. What happens? A goddamn pandemic happens, and there's no people in the office because somebody sat there and said, we haven't used this office in 20, 30 years, and shuts it down. But that's where we're at now. And I'm not trying to be left or right and blame it all on Trump, because it's bigger than Trump. Trump just ripped the Band-Aid off of the blood, the pain, the hurt, the anger that was already there in America. And
Well, can I say something? She's saying that. Now, if you go back, if you look at these right-wing propaganda, and that starts with also the media, Rupert Murdoch. If you guys get a chance to check him out, that's the joker who owns Fix News, aka Fox News. I don't watch Fox News, never have. But if you look at that, it's like, oh, we're all talking, right? And if you see history, like I like history, and so I've observed America's based on the ideal that and you know, basically about freedom, coming over here, like you said, bring folks up by the bootstrap and all that. But let's get real. This goes back to like Reagan, tear down a wall. Then you got the Bush. Then you got this. So, like you said, it's a combination that's happened. And unfortunately, this is where we're at.
Yes. So, as much as I love this, and maybe we might have to revisit with another episode, because who knows what's going to have to happen. I'm actually skip ahead to, because we already talked about it and touched on it with the second part of it, but Kanye,
Okay.
borderline. Listen, I like the asshole Kanye. I'm not gonna lie. I like that he's an asshole. I personally feel that, I get in trouble for this, but with at home with the missus. But I feel that what Kanye is doing is, in a sense, it's like karma for the Kardashians, especially Kim, because you do your whole thing with parading your whole life all on TV and making a living off of just your life being in the spotlight, but you only want it to count when it's good.
Right.
You only want it to count when you or your mother can control the narrative.
Right.
Well, now you have Kanye West, and Kanye West has proven to be that his brand is as big and bigger than the Kardashians, and he doesn't allow them, because he is suffering from mental health, but that allows him not to allow them to control him. Because when they do control him, and it lasts for 10 minutes, and then he sit there and it clicks in like he bipolar, and he's like, nah, fuck that, da-da-da-da, get Skeet. And he called Pete Davidson Skeet. It's so funny he called that man Skeet. But I would like to get your opinion on it with the whole Kanye, Kim K thing. And I don't know, Tia, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go first. But didn't he say she was a white supremacist? So, if she's so horrible, why are you trying to get her back anyway?
It's the mother of his kids. He got a baby. He got kids by white supremacists, I guess. I don't know.
White supremacist. What the fuck you want to deal with her for? And you know what they call us ladies when we do shit like that, when we stalk men? Crazy bitches. That's what they call our ass for the shit.
You better speak that knowledge.
You okay?
You said that with a little bit too much authority.
With that big ass truck full of flowers, I'm like, bruh, she's done. You said you wanted to be done. You start, and if I remember correctly, wasn't he talking about her in most of his music when he first got with her?
It was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden, I'm gonna do men like they do us. You wasn't saying that when you was fucking her.
He in love.
No foreign
Well, sometimes
you knew what you was getting into.
Exactly. That's
Look
what
how
they tell us. Exactly.
Look how she was. Look how she came famous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's who you chose to make your wife.
Exactly.
That's true.
Rich or not, that's who you chose to make your wife.
Exactly.
But you know
Good
what
point.
I think is that he's seen with her is what I am starting to see. Kim, even though she is this sex icon, because that's what she is. She's made $1 billion on her body, off of her body.
Right.
Right.
Image.
That is one hell of a gimmick, okay?
Mhm.
So
Yes,
if
it
this
is.
woman can make $1 billion,
Did she go
Here,
out?
sweetie.
Yeah.
She left. Oh,
off
So-
of just her body,
right.
then he's seen that this woman had the potential to be another Beyonce, and he wanted to take it to as far as Jay-Z. That's what he wanted. He wanted someone he can create a throne with. The problem is, even though I believe that Kim has some assets. I think she is smart, and I do think that she has a lot more to her than the eye. But the problem with Kanye is he didn't understand that even though he's seen all these possibilities, she is still shallow.
Yeah.
Her life is she has to put on the show for the world. He came and he disturbed that.
Yes.
So for her, you're disturbing her money. She is not choosing you over.
Money is the whole reason why she's around.
Exactly.
Well, I think I
You
like
on
what
mute,
Alora.
sweetie. I think you're on mute or something.
She went out. Your signal went out, Alora.
Oh,
Oh, she's still talking.
yeah.
There she goes. I think what she's saying has a lot of validity to it. So, the King, did you get to speak on it yet?
Huh?
Shelly, I was asking Shelly, did Shelly get to speak
No,
on it
I'm
yet?
listening to you guys. Like I said, believe it or not, Tracy, I'm not into reality thing there. I just know that they're into marketing. So when you market, just like Aurora was saying, when you market yourself,
Right.
and you put your whole business out there, certain aspect for folks to see, that's what you get.
Exactly.
But to me, there's boundaries.
Right.
Now,
Agreed.
we all know, he's going to be him no matter what.
Right.
Yep.
And I'm going to say this, like some men, even though they're divorced, he feels, hey, ownership, that's still mine.
Mm-hmm.
I got them kids by her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just observing the whole thing, right? And how
Right,
it's playing out. But, if you lay it with a hoe, or let me rephrase it. She made her back off of, I never watched it, RJ, right? That's how she got famous.
Ray J, yep.
Marketing.
I watched it.
And they say it's something else. I mean,
Kiki watched it. Kiki admitted she.
So tell me, so how was it? Did she perform like she was an actress or what?
No, Ray J performed. Ray J.
Ray J did all the work.
Yeah.
She just
Ray J
laid
did all the work.
there and be the pretty female she is, but Ray J put her on.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, all right. So the next thing we jump into the last bit of news is, which I found it sad, but Morris Day came out to say and says that his dispute with the people over Prince's estate. They now told him that he's
still dispute with that. I didn't even know
They
that.
still
was
disputing. Yeah, they still in litigation. But they came out and said, he put out a statement saying that because of the argument with the estate and they couldn't come to no agreement, the estate told him that he is no longer allowed to perform as Morris Day or as Morris Day in the time.
Excuse me?
What?
Yep. Because Prince
On the right.
owned the name and owned his name and owned the band's name.
Mm-hmm.
Chris.
Got
Prince
it.
Hey, Prince was a shrewd businessman.
He was very.
Do y'all, let me ask y'all this real quick, touching on that before we jump into sports, and I know we got to jump into sports, but do y'all feel like, as much as black folks, we love to complain about how the white man or the man, these corporations, these companies take advantage of us in business, we definitely have a lot of black people who picked up that practice and carried it along. I mean, how often we heard about P. Diddy robbing people of their taking their publishing or different things like that, or James Brown with his own musicians, how he played his own musicians and a lot of different things.
Could not stand him.
Yeah,
Suge Knight.
Suge Knight. So Master P, like it's just so many people. I see all these artists complaining who are like Mick Mill right now is going off about him never getting paid and everything else. But he's supposed to be signed to a black man, the biggest boss of them all thus far. Rick Ross.
Yeah, who was the other guy? There was something on I was listening to. Who's the guy called The Game, right?
Yeah, The Game.
That, Dr. Dre
Kanye did more for him than Dr. Dre.
And he was crediting Kanye for bringing them up.
Yep. So I think taken from what we discussed as far as with Morris Day, and Morris Day being another example of it, but and RIP to Prince, I mean, an amazing musician.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between being an amazing musician and being maybe an asshole as a businessman.
I just think that, and I hate to say this, and I love my people, but for the longest, we been trying to imitate the white man instead of doing it our own way.
True.
We try to imitate what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's in everything.
Right. That's true.
I think.
I'm sorry, but I gotta say one more thing because
Go ahead, Kiki. I'm sorry.
Before Rosa Parks sat on the back of that bus, we had our own bus systems. We had everything, but because we wanted to sit where the white man said, leave him on his bus, we could have kept ours. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm done, baby.
Pax, Laura, you wanted to add on that?
Yeah, I was gonna say as far as Prince and the Morris Day situation, I think that a lot of people have to look back at the people that they wronged. Sometimes we ignore the red flags. Like, look how Prince did his wife, Monte. That woman was married to him for a long time. That man divorced that woman, left her with nothing. Nothing. She didn't get no alimony. She didn't get anything. And then she had a gag order where she can't even really tell her story. She could say little bits and pieces,
Mhm.
So, you know, you have to look at the history. Like Diddy, everyone knew how Diddy did Mace. Everyone knew that Diddy was shady. Still 112 signed to him. The people from Making the Band signed to him.
Right. Yeah.
And
Vanity
it's
K
like,
and so forth, so on.
yeah. And now he's trying to redo Making the Band. And you have so many people jumping at the opportunity. It's like, do we trust what's his name? Diddy Love or something, Brother Love? Do we
Love,
trust
Love.
him
I think his
at
name is
this
Love.
point?
No, we
Yeah, he called himself Brother Love. So
Brother
if
Love,
Brother
Brother
Love has so much love for the black people, pay your artists that you did wrong.
Pay us what you owe. Pay.
Agreed.
So let's jump into sports because we got to push through because the main topic is going to be an interesting one. So I'm gonna jump into sports. All y'all, I'm sure, even if you're not the biggest sport fan, and all of us having some ties or some shape or form of fashion or just whatever case, we all see that the Lakers suck bad.
Mhm.
Booty. And I love LBJ. I argue against Jordan fans all the time, but I gotta shut up this season because the Lakers look boo-boo.
Yeah, but it ain't all his doing.
It ain't. He balling still.
Well, I did what they asked me to, and I actually like Russell Westbrook, but he's one of those guys that should come off the bench to me, for one. For two, if nobody asks you to turn the ball 7 times a game, nobody asks you to do that shit. What you mean you doing what they asked you to do? What the fuck is you talking about? And then Anthony Davis, I'm sorry, but he
brittle. What's that movie?
That boy need to drink some damn calcium.
Tia, what's that movie with Samuel Jackson and Bruce Willis?
Die Hard?
No, was it Broken or something like that or whatever the case?
Unbreakable or something like that?
Yeah, Unbreakable. He's Sam Jackson. That man, somebody sneezed on that motherfucker. His elbow was like clear.
And I noticed a lot of that shit be improper conditioning injuries and shit. I'm like, what is he? Man, come on.
He's soft.
He just started doing the bare minimum. I'm like, so you just, I don't, what?
Yeah, he's soft.
Look, Lord, listen. I compare my job is we like the Cleveland Browns. It's me. Shout out to all the people I'm about to name: JoJo, Tanya, Brian, and who else is one more? Oh, and Snoop. That's what we call him. He look just like Snoop Dogg. That's what we call him. We all the defense in that motherfucker, busting our ass over and over and over again, and you motherfuckers can't even get us a safety. Get 2 points from you motherfuckers. Are you kidding me? I'm tired. We part of the defense. We tired, goddamn. We done busted our ass all motherfucking day. You can't get us a touchdown. You can't get us a safety. All we doing is this 3 and out shit, and I'm about sick of y'all.
Well, damn.
Shout out to the Cowboys. Shout out to the Cowboys.
Effort, including the coach, including the bench, everybody expecting one person or maybe a few people to do something, shit's not gonna get done. Or it's gonna get done. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why Vogel won't have him coming off the bench. I don't know why they not investing on getting. When's the last time? Y'all remember that was tough as shit? Ben Wallace is the one I remember.
Oh man, you going away
to be a beast.
The last time it was a tough dude in the NBA.
I'm talking about a tough ass center.
Center, wow.
What Joakim Noah was kind of tough.
The bad boys.
Who'd he say?
Don't pay his ass no mind. Anyway, carry on.
She was like, carry on.
He over here drunk. When he drunk, oh my God, you talking about loose lip syncing shit. God damn. But anyways. I mean, as far as a tough guy that dudes for you, Shaq was pretty tough. I mean, when I say tough, I mean he was in the middle of that motherfucking lane when nobody gonna try to come down that motherfucker.
No, he was smashing.
Right.
Face.
Mm-hmm.
You know, backhand.
Right.
He should have did that at the free throw line.
Oh, he was.
Oh
awful.
God, that free throw line. Don't get
We
me
ain't gonna
started.
talk about
Damn, TT, you cutting low, ain't you?
She ain't lying.
Ron Artest. Ron Artest was the last bad guy. Him and Jermaine
Yeah.
O'Neal.
Yeah.
If you go back
Yeah.
and watch that fight in Detroit when they had the brawl at the Palace
Yeah.
and they was fighting with the fans,
Yeah.
man, I was like, oh my God, him and Steven
Wait.
Jackson.
Hey, wait, y'all. This ain't right. This ain't right. But did you see? I can't remember who it was. I think the one old man didn't have nothing to do with it. And he saw that big ass NBA player come at him. He was like, I fell out. I fell. What is wrong with you? Okay, yeah, you ain't got nothing to do with it, but you see the big ass dude coming at you. You got to go. What the fuck you sitting there trying to still drink that damn beer for? Get your ass up and go.
I tell you, it's another bad boy, Dennis Rodman. The only thing he done was rebound and had held position. Didn't
Play
know
mind
how to
games.
get Rodman out.
Play
Yeah,
mind
he was
games.
great at
Yeah.
mind games.
Yeah. Draymond's an asshole. I like Draymond
Yeah,
at times.
he truly is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what?
Draymond's an asshole.
Was that
What'd you
true?
say?
Was
What?
it true that Tristan Thompson punched him like when they met up in a club or some shit?
I heard about that.
Like an asshole on the court, but I hear off the court he one of the coolest guys you'll ever meet.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard he tried to approach Tristan and Tristan whooped his ass. I heard. I don't know if that's true.
I heard about that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we know that the certain disease, because I don't want us to get flagged, a certain viral thing going around shut down most of the country. Well, everybody's starting to lift it up, even in sports. So from the NBA to the NFL, so forth and so on, even bars, clubs, cities, states, everybody's lifting it up. So New York kind of lifted it, but they still, I think the mayor of New York must not like Kyrie Irving, because he was like, everybody can play, but that motherfucker.
Wait, did he do something though? What did he do?
He just refused to get the. I mean, it's Kyrie.
He chose not to get vaccinated. That's all.
Yeah, and that's cool.
Oh, so you don't
That's
have a
what I
choice
said,
in
like-
the NBA?
Huh?
You don't have a choice in the NBA?
No, in the NBA, no, you have a choice, but the city of New York told him that if you're not vaccinated, you can't practice or play in the city of New York as a sports player.
That's right.
Yeah, policy.
Yeah.
That's policy.
Wow, he did.
Wow.
Wow, he did.
Yeah,
But he can go to the other arena.
he can go to play. He can play away games.
Right.
Yeah,
Couldn't play home, but could play away.
yeah.
Yeah.
There.
You know what's so crazy that you're saying that? And in the healthcare field, you cannot force no one to vaccinate. That is literally like I'm getting off topic, but that's kind of like what is it? It's like it's abuse or something like that. Assault. It's like assault. And now it's this big thing where you have to be forced to vaccinate, but there was laws made beforehand to prevent such things. And now people are just overlooking these laws and saying, screw the law, just do what I said because I said so. Like, this is crazy.
Okay, well, let me get off topic. What about, like, I have a I go see every week in long-term care facility, right? And so started a seeing again. So you have to wear an N95 mask. But before then, you had to have the shield and
You got to be masked up or have a shield
right.
or something. Yeah.
So
Right.
they start taking away. You can come as you go, but my thing is you have vulnerable people, and I'm speaking from a personal point where my family member, they have been vaccinated in last year, 2020, right? Or 2021. And then October, November, they end up getting it. They're like 81 years old, right? So I'm
Okay.
you know, God is good. They had a mild case,
Mm-hmm.
and so they gave them what Donald Trump had, that whatever in the
That one little shit. Yeah.
right. And so
Yeah.
there, a young man here about your age. He was in there rehabbing, and he anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Check us it all. But here again, that's individual choices. Like here, but to me, if you work, my opinion, right, and you know, like there's heroes because when you got folks who working, they're underpaid. Number one, understaffed. They were paying them extra money. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, say if you got like a CNA, a nurse, or whatever activity service working in there, and you're saying that they don't have to get vaccinated. That's like with
Mm-hmm.
OSU University, OSU, right? The nurses
Right.
Mm-hmm.
here, that's a whole new thing. And in order to keep your job, either if you want your job, vaccination. If not, then boom.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing like with a man of color, where you know, like certain places they get the fit test, you know, for the mask.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so I'm gonna speak off topic here, but you had a lot of white hillbilly men in the prison system, beers down their chest. They
Mm-hmm.
didn't get a fit test for their mask, but then you want a man of color like him, a little bit there, they want you to trim it up, make it small. So when you get into personal freedom, if you don't do it, then you know, as far as your job. I'm just throwing that out there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's real.
Yeah,
That's
it
real.
is.
Tia, what did you want to jump on the sports?
I
I
told
know.
y'all Undisputed was gonna happen with Devin Haney. I told y'all George Kambosos was playing games, and get this. This is how George Kambosos was trying to fight Lomachenko. Lomachenko was over there fighting in the Ukraine. So now, who you gonna fight, motherfucker? Quit playing games. Devin Haney is giving you your largest purse. Devin Haney was like, look, you want to go to Australia? Will, he said, Devin Haney was like, shit, if you want to fight on Jupiter, I'll find a way. Look, I'm old school. I'm going to need y'all to make these damn fights happen while I'm still, listen, in some form of lucidity. Okay? I only need way down the line somewhere. Shit. Devin Haney ass wouldn't even be around no more, and I'm still thinking he is, because my ass is, I ain't in my right mind no more. I want to see the fight. And they playing games, y'all. I'm about tired. However, I did see somebody lose last weekend, and why am I happy about that? Because Tempo said his people don't support him, and he ended up losing. And I fell the fuck out with laughter. I said, that's what your ass get. You talking about the three most popular black fighters: Tank Davis, Deontay Wilder, Earl Spence. You dogging all of them. You only 14, 15, possibly 16. And then you got your ass whooped by a guy that came in on 2 weeks' notice. Oh, I bowed down to the boxing guys. That shit was hilarious.
Well, damn.
It was Chris Colbert versus Hector Garcia. I don't know much about Hector Garcia, but he whooped that dude. And Chris Colbert is actually a good fighter, but he didn't utilize his footwork or none of that. Like, first of all, you was talking shit about your own people, and you underestimated your opponent. I feel absolutely not a goddamn thing, but I don't like that shit. How dare
You ain't got no sympathy?
None.
Tia, so
None.
you trying to tell me you give 0 fucks?
Huh?
You give 0 fucks?
Zero.
0
None.
fucks? None.
Now,
Well,
maybe he only like 20 something, so maybe with a little more experience, he'll grow up. Right now, I've been laughing since last weekend. I've been dying. And like I said, I'm not taking nothing from him as a fighter. He is a good fighter, but you can't be underestimating your opponent. You can't be sitting up here making it look like we don't support you. Okay, first of all, dude, you entering the ring wearing a sombrero. I'm gonna need you to put on some African garb or something when you do your ring. Not a sombrero. Come on. You know what I'm talking about? Supporting my people don't support. Some believe this has been not slice of humble pie, the whole pie for his ass. I felt when I tell y'all,
She said the whole pie.
You don't
So-
say no shit like that. Dog, the top 3 black fighters in boxing right now,
Mhm.
and think you gonna get some support? Mm-mm.
Fuck all that.
It works. And I love Hector Garcia was like, I'm gonna beat your ass like the clown that you are. And that's what he did.
Wow, that's
Yes.
Here it
Yes. He did. It might still be on YouTube. I should have sent a link to all y'all just for shits and giggles because that shit was just funny. I'm telling you. He got his ass whooped. His entire ass whooped. And I was here for it. Oh yeah, I was petty about that shit. I was here for it. But
Yo,
I will say, Tank and ready to fight Rolly Romero. I think he destroys that man. It's supposed to be June 4th. It's supposed to be on pay-per-view. He annihilates Rolly. Now maybe Rolly will shock the world. I don't know. What was that guy? It was a Jackson Martinez, I think it was. Rolly, man, Rolly got his ass whooped and they gifted him the win. That was some bullshit. I think Tank gonna destroy him. I can't wait for Carissa Shields and Savannah Marshall. That's supposed to be happening sometime this year, but I haven't heard any more. I don't know. And I can't wait for Ugas versus Spence, because that's gonna be for another belt for Earl.
oh,
And
Spence is
Earl
fighting
gonna
who?
go for undisputed. Huh?
Earl Spence is fighting who?
Cuban black guy.
Oh, okay. The one dude. What's his name again? Say it again.
Jordanis Ugas.
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 That sounds like some dude Kiki used to date. Ugas.
Oh my God.
Kiki, you muted. Kiki, you with the problem with Ugas?
Yeah. Smart ass. That's my bro.
She was like, he was my everything.
Wait, did he get his ass beat?
Kiki, I mean not Kiki, but Tia, did he get his ass whooped before? Or he undefeated? Ugas. He undefeated?
Wait a minute, let me think. Or no, Sean Porter beat him. Sean Porter beat him.
Oh
think
yeah,
that
that's
might
the
be-
nigga. That's the nigga Kiki dated. That's
Nah,
him.
if he ain't undefeated,
God,
that
don't
ain't
pay
no
no attention, cause he do that with that Greg motherfucker. So don't pay his ass no damn mind. Anyway,
Yo, so I wanted to. What else you got for me in sports before we?
that's
we-
pretty
we
much
go?
all the upcoming fights that are supposed to happen sometime this year. If I get any more details, I'll let y'all know. Cause like I said, I believe they actually get in the ring at this point, cause they find ways to duck fights, dodge, and all that kind of shit. So unless it's actually happening and I see it, then I'll let y'all know.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna jump into the main topic,
Okay.
and this one, I don't know. We might piss some people off. We may not, but I think it's real. I think it's a conversation that definitely has to happen. I think all of us have lived or been in places where we come into real Africans, as I call them real, because they actually first generation or them themselves came over with their parents as kids, especially in
Mhm.
Columbus area. We see a lot of it as far as that. But the main topic question is, are we African Americans or just Black Americans or just Americans?
We're natives.
We're natives?
We're natives. We were born here. I was never in Africa, so you cannot say I'm an African American.
Was your grandma,
Right.
was your mama or daddy in Africa, born in Africa?
No.
Nope.
Even
Nope.
if they was, if I was born here, if I came out my mom coochie
You're an
here,
American.
American,
Right.
I'm native.
So agree.
Is there any? So can I ask this question and for everybody? And I want Tia to answer first because I know her answer gonna be crazy as hell. But why is it that they label us as African Americans or Black Americans, but white people just be called Americans? Has that ever bothered anybody else here?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. They're the ones that went around the world bringing us to the States. So they pretty much came up with the terms and conditions.
It's It's a great chance, and I could be making this up, but I'm quite confident.
Mhm.
It's a great chance that our ancestors have been here longer than a large portion of a lot of Caucasian ancestors that came through when the Italians or the Irish or so forth and so on came on. Our folks had already been here beforehand. And then on top of that, like, I know for a fact I have Native American blood in my family in me, like twice, 2 separate times in my family history tree and whatnot. Once on my father's side and once on my grandmother's side. So it's in there too. And I don't really want to make it a racial issue, because I've grown past to make the point of identifying this issue as race, just strictly based off of the white man. No, let me not say the white man, because I think it's at this point in time it's changed, because it's more than just the white man who controls the wealth in this world. It's the man versus the people. And the man's job is to keep the people divided and arguing amongst each other and split on these things while they steady split on the salad while they steady dividing the meat and the potatoes. And so I've lived in Columbus, and I've dealt with Somalians, Nigerians, Ethiopians, and so forth who get offended with us even calling ourselves African Americans. They're like, you have not. I mean, I was about to be ignorant and copy the thing, but they're like, you haven't lived. Your parents haven't even come from there. Like, why do you call yourself African Americans? And I'm like,
and then you have the ones who try to put that on you, like, you're us. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like crazy. You know what I mean? Because you're on one hand you're saying I am your sister, and then on the other hand you're saying I'm not your sister, or I'm just lazy and I don't know.
They don't come and treat us.
Labels.
They don't come here and treat us like we siblings.
Labels.
No, they don't.
They don't.
They don't.
Like, especially Somalians, like, they don't. They damn sure don't. Like, I'm the Ethiopians either. They don't come over here like, yo, we're siblings. Bro, this don't mean shit to them.
I had an African woman braid my hair and tell me that I was an uncultured person. I did not know my heritage, and she basically told me I was not a whole person because I have no background. I'm not in tune to none of my roots, and I don't know where I came from. She told me I could have been floating over in a river in Africa, and I would never know who my tribe was or who my people were. That's what she told me.
Can I say this?
And go ahead.
I wonder why, what you saying, I wonder why they get so mad like that. For the simple fact is, if your ancestors wouldn't have sold your people over here, then we wouldn't have this. You know what I'm saying?
They told us first.
Wait. To answer you on that, and I didn't know this at the time, learning history. At the same time we were being enslaved and brought over here and dealing with slavery, Africa was being conquered. Yeah. And I think we forget that. So as much as they could talk shit to us, they left their conquered, colonized homes later on down the line to come over here for better opportunity. I'm not saying it's any better. What I'm sitting there saying is like, yo, we all went through trials and tribulations and some fucked up shit.
Right.
And so we're all falling into the same plan to divide and conquer, because you come over here to see us and you're like, yo, you're never spoiled ass white people in dark skin. That's how they look at us.
Yeah, they do. But some of them do.
And so we deal with that, and it hurts when your own people, if whether they're not our own people is a different thing, but it hurts when your own people are rejecting you, and you're in a country where they're rejecting you. And so it's like, what the fuck do we have to, where do you run to?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
It's not even just us. Like, I was saying this on my show like a few weeks ago. You have
wait. Shut your show out first again.
Oh, the Lauren Hour podcast with Laura Dannon.
Thank you.
Thank you. We were discussing this, and I was trying to make a point that Native Africans fight with each other. Like you have Ghana, you have Nigeria, and
Yep.
in Nigeria, they're Nigerians are treated like they're dirt and peasants in Ghana. Ghana treats them as if they're their slaves. You know, if they need to flee Nigeria and go to Ghana possibly to work, it's hard for them to get a job. They're discriminated against, as some people in America are being discriminated against. And then you hear them talking about how horrible we are and how we trying to fight for rights for people who don't want us. But you don't even want your own kind. You guys don't want your own kind. So that kind of makes them a different kind of, you know, I don't put titles on people, but that's just different.
Go ahead, Shelly.
Yeah, I sent you some information.
Yeah, you did. I seen it. Yeah.
And so what I sent him was, if you go to the dictionary, you get different interpretations. Okay, so for example, I know I'm the oldest here. I don't have no problem. I'll be 64 in May. I've been blessed to travel all
Queen, blessed Queen who has lived long. Respect.
So we're like, you know, in talking to my father, there's a book called, I thought I had it out here, From Slavery to Freedom. And since you got, you know, you like history, it talks about, it goes from how we come over here, we were indentured service, then, you know, they got some of the tribal people over there to get rid of their king so they could become king, and so on. And so what you talked about was tribes, because we all know that the Africans who come over here, they have a disdain for us. And that's just truth. So when you talk about like Negro, it went from colored to Negro, James Brown, I'm black and I'm proud. That's what I came.
Say it loud.
And then Jesse Jackson, I sent you this thing here. Jesse Jackson said, well, we're going to be called African because we're descended from African. Now, I'm going to be taking my DNA test here in May before I get 64. So I had some cousins take theirs, right? And so there's like 5 different tests. 3 of them do the swab, and then the 23andMe, and the other one, you know. So how this plays in, to give you a quick background, I think that sometimes we're our own worst enemy, like you said, with the African woman. They come over here because they want a better life, number one. They send their money back home because it's cheap. A lot of them got a lot of education. And so I think it starts with us over here. It's about yourself. And what I mean by that is we talk about labels, right? That's just food for thought, divide and conquer. So we talk about African Americans. If you look on the census thing, they'll have Latino, but then they'll have white. So just you get a chance, just look at different things and how they want to put you in a box. Like from your medical form, when you apply for a job, it's like when I was in the military, right? You know, like veteran.
Hasn't it changed? So now there's a whole separate box for whether or not you have Hispanic in you. So
I'll give this example here because this impacts me. I'm getting ready to be a great grandmother, aka Gigi. That's what I told my grandson. Had that baby call me Gigi. So my grandson is he's black. He'll tell you he's a mutt. You know, his mother is white Italian. You know, my son's mixed up with everything else. My grandson looks just like me, a little bit lighter. You know, we all come in and you don't have to be whatever. So I jokingly said this. I'm like, damn, they're gonna bleach me out. now, you know, and so when I was a teenager, I would read a lot of Mandingo books. I still got them, and you know, so this goes on how people that one drop black roll, like you know, the mix of mulattoes, the mustique, the colored balls. So this goes back to history, and so when you look at folks trying to put us all in a box, to me, you can't never put anybody, a person of color. Just like if you go overseas, I give an example. I was in Paris about 8 years ago, right? And they have a lot of Africans over there, right?
Yeah,
so, hey, how you doing? They look at me like, what's this kid saying hi to me all friendly for? Exception. I'll give you another one, and I'm going to stop on that. I had one of my childhood friends live in Chicago, right? So we used to go there all the time. And they're Mexicans, making a point. So, I'm over there on 57th Street. Hey, how you doing, right? The McDonald's, they speak Spanish, everything, right? He says, Shell. They're looking at you like, you with me. I said, what the hell are you talking about? Unfortunately, the color thing.
Yeah.
The black folks look at me like, dang, she speaks good. And I'm like, what the hell? So here again, we look at perceptions. And I think we can go on and on about this topic. And like you said, how do you identify Native? I'm like you, Native. I don't like labels.
Right.
But, I always tell my grandson, like his mother, when she took him down to Tennessee to go to school and change his last name, she put him down as guess what?
Italian, white.
He told me that he was like 13. I had to take a deep breath. I'm like, he goes, Grandma, I said, why would you do that? Why would you do something like that?
Your color of your skin is your status. To me, that's just what it is. It's your status. Because the reason why I say that, because if color didn't matter, then it wouldn't be on applications.
Right.
They have to meet so much quota or this so much quota so like we're the bottom of the totem pole. If you're a person of color, we're the bottom of the totem pole. The whiter you get, the better your status is in America. That's how.
Listen, the lighter you are, the better you used to get treated. I used to, no lie, and my experience. I only can speak from my experience, but when I was younger at least, as a kid growing up, it was the better treatment, the more attractive the people felt you were, the more acceptable. When you're young, you try to talk to a dark-skinned girl, she'd be like, "Oh no," and then it comes a point in time where you get older, and then it becomes the for women a lot sooner than men, becomes the maturity thing where they be like, "Oh no, I want me a chocolate." But when you're younger at first, it's I like to call it conditioning.
Yeah.
The lighter, the better. The better.
You know where that comes from, though, right? Slavery. Because the lighter the skin, you could come and work in the house.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was a paper bag, so I would be out there too. If you had to pack, it's a paper bag. If you were the color of a paper bag or darker, you had to be out in the fields.
Yep.
But see, what Black people don't understand, and some people they like, I'm lighter, I'm better. Some people that's really into that.
Right.
And I feel bad for them because I'm like, the only difference was you got raped up under a roof.
Exactly.
Right.
Raped in the field. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's nothing but the white man playing a game to divide and conquer.
No, it's nothing but us. It's nothing but us being conditioned to continue the game that they instilled.
Right.
And so it's a lot of times the biggest issue, and anybody can stop me if I'm wrong, and I'm okay with it. The biggest issue with Black America, speaking specifically with Black America, is not white America. It's Black America on Black America. Our issues with ourselves, our issues with identifying and loving ourselves, our issues with stop trying to perpetuate the idealism of what white America or the fucking rest of the world wants us to be, who they want us to be.
Exactly.
Instead of just sitting there saying like, yo, let us define us. Like, what's wrong with a whole bunch of Black people? And I see you, Laura. I didn't forget you. What's wrong with a whole bunch of Black people coming together? And I seen this in Atlanta. They did it after Trump was in office. Where a whole bunch of Black people coming together, buying a whole bunch of land and creating a township.
Right.
Calling it a village or whatever the hell we want to call it. And coming together, unifying, and saying like, yo, we are as one. We are as a people, but we can't be one. And to be fair, the reality of it comes from this: we never came over here as one. You came over as already conquered down people by not even your own people, because we didn't base skin color in Africa off of you being my people. You being my people was you and my tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Your tongue.
You and my kingdom, you and my tribe. That's what it was based off of.
Right.
And what happened was the other native tribe sat there was like, yo, I'm gonna conquer them, I'm gonna keep them off. But they didn't realize that at the time that they was conquering the people that could have came and helped you and saved you from them taking over you. So they came and the stronger tribes attacked the weakened tribes, enslaved them, and then once they got done with them and they got a couple more tribes they can get, then they turned around and said, okay, you too weak, now we're gonna slave your ass and send you overseas on ships and whatnot. That's how that would be West Africa, which majority of us had that in our blood, even through the DNA test. West African blood and whatnot got here. So when I watch these other people who come from the motherland of life, the cradle of civilization, the continent of Africa, and they come over here, and I'm like, yo, who are you to pass judgment? Yo, people went through a conquered state. Like, if it was so great and we're so weak over here because we do not understand our heritage or this or that, why the fuck are you here instead of over there fighting to build up your shit?
Exactly.
Why you not over there building up your shit? Instead, you ran over here. Listen, my ancestors didn't run over to this motherfucker. My ancestors were dragged, killed, thrown off ships, fucking beat, raped, and every fucking thing else and brought over here. And I'm not taking away from their pain. No, not at all, because their ancestors were beat, robbed, raped, killed, and everything else.
Yeah,
but don't come in this motherfucker to this country and question our fucking pain and the validity of our parents and our ancestors' struggle when you fucking ran away from your shit to come here. Don't do that.
Right.
That's where I have an issue. Yeah, we fucked up and we got issues here. I will admit it with you and ride out, but don't come with this motherfucker with your nose tooted up and sitting there be all up in your shit thinking that your shit don't stink. Motherfucker, when you ran from, instead of staying your ass home and gathering some motherfuckers to go fight for your fucking country, that's why I tie it all back together. That's why I respect the fucking Ukrainians. As much as motherfuckers talk shit about their country, oh, their government is this, motherfuckers on the right wing want to talk about a place, fucking president and all this other bullshit. When fucking Russia rolled in, all the motherfuckers mounted up in line, getting guns because they fought for their fucking country. They didn't run. The Ukrainian people over there, the Ukrainian people, not the military, the Ukrainian people was mounting up and sitting there saying, fuck you, I'd rather die than fall up under Putin. I'd rather deal with the fucking president we don't like or we got political issues with, whatever the fuck is gonna be, or the American appointed president. They'd rather deal with him than fucking deal with Putin. When you got folks breaking their neck coming over here, instead of dealing with their own shit, no disrespect to Cubans, I love Cubans, same motherfuckers, they come running over here, jump on the shores, and all their troops and all their people is down there in Florida and all over America, instead of mounting up and say, yo, let's go back and take our fucking country. The difference is they know where the fuck they came from. Us, we gotta go take a fucking test and hope, and then we realize that we not only mutts, but we mutts on top of mutts. Mutts on top of mutts. Because we not just African. Most of us in here probably got either Dutch, Irish, German, or other shit in our ancestry DNA. So I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent, but the thing is that, yo, I'm not gonna throw no. I live in a glass house, and I know over here in America, us as black people, our house is glass like a motherfucker. You don't come into this fucking country questioning my glass
acting
house.
like you better.
You fucking ran away from your glass house. So I let somebody else jump in, but I had to let it off my chest.
Lord, didn't the Lord have to say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Laura.
I wanted to do the colorism thing, and you said that white people don't play a role in it anymore, and I wanted to address that because I kind of disagree with that. The reason why I feel like Black people are still being conditioned about colorism and lighter being better is because we have record execs who feed this down to our artists, who feeds this down to our young kids. Our young kids consume this. They're young, so when they grow up, they're going to keep passing that down to their children. So until we take control of the narrative and we don't support or promote rappers who talk about they don't want to mess with a girl who is dark.
They don't mess with no dark butts. They don't mess with no dark butts.
If you're dark skinned, you can't come into their VIP section. Like
wow, that's deep.
He said he is afraid to reproduce him. And that's not as an individual, but that as the outward appearance, because he thinks that his skin is too dark. So that says that he was taught early on to hate his Black.
To hate his Black. Yes. Yes. Lil Wayne is a perfect example of that, isn't he?
It's in the Black, it's in our families too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
We grew up with it. Yes.
I grew up with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the darker end of the females in my family. And growing up, my grandma, very fair skinned, beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? But treated me like, you know, all the other girls that come around, compliments. You're beautiful, you're this. But when it came to me, it was just like off with her. You know what I mean? So it kind of messed me up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not the only one who feels that way, but it's crazy how in our family conditioned us to get out in this world and feel ugly.
Like in my family too. Like my aunt, she has 3 kids, and 2 of them are dark skinned and 1 is light skinned. You know, kind of past and they breaking up. You know how siblings get into it. So she told the lighter skinned son to call the dark skinned sibling a Black mother.
What?
Yes. Instead of a split, come and bring them together and say, look, y'all, siblings, don't fight, don't do that. Apologize to your sister, apologize to your brother. She told him to call her a Black mother.
Wow.
But
I'm like, I can't stand her. You know what, y'all? Fuck that woman. That's why she over there making love to Chester Cheetah. But chime in.
Oh my.
I can't stand. I never liked her, but then when my mom told me that story, I didn't like her. How I felt about her. That shit is not cool at all.
I just want all the Black people that's watching this, no matter what color you are,
you're beautiful.
You're still a nigga. You're still a nigga.
Yes.
Exactly.
You close to the house, you in the house.
No matter how much money you make, you're still a nigga.
Yep.
Exactly.
If we start loving each other, I think we would have. That's what they don't want, is us to come together because of how strong and how passionate we are. We are a beautiful people. But they strip us and teach us that we're otherwise when they're the barbaric ones.
We the ones who gave people swag. Our great grandfathers, because you have to remember the Black people from back in the day, our great grandfathers and their parents, when they stepped out in nothing but name brand. They made sure their suits were tailored, it was sharp, and on Sunday they was there front row and center with their families all the time. So we raised every single one of you people who are imitating us. Remember that. So let's try to do away with teaching us to self-hate, because that's the thing.
I want to bring.
Can I piggyback on that? What you saying about we stepped out sharp. Even our women, we were sharp from we didn't have to be naked with our camel toes showing and our ass out, and we damn sure didn't need no injections because God built you a certain way. You know what I mean? Like all that shit came from people imitating, trying to be like you.
Right.
So, please, Black Queen, stand up and love yourself because y'all are beautiful.
Good point.
You are beautiful no matter what they say.
Okay, Levert.
Yo, so as we come closer to just almost at the end, we gonna ready to jump into you know what doors. You got Tia, do you got a you know what doors for this episode?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let the producer do what he do. Or not. Maybe.
I think
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Get ready to step inside the mind of your co-host, Tia McRae, with her segment, You Know What, Doris? Okay, Tia, the world is listening. Tell them what's on your mind. And with no further ado, here is, You Know What, Doris?
You bring me something to eat?
Doris, I know the inflation is a motherfucker. I do, because like I bought 2 gallons of milk and it was like $10. But I'm gonna need everybody to calm down. I'm gonna need everybody to relax, because like Laura said, shit's gonna go up anyway during a crisis. I get it. I went to fill up my damn tank. I wasn't even at half and it cost over 20. Because gas is down there $4. But guess what? That's just how it is, y'all. I get it. I know you're pissed. Everybody's frustrated. Everybody's angry. Even like store brand stuff that would be like 50 cents a dollar is now like $5-6. It sucks. I don't like it. Inflation is a bitch. It's a motherfucker. But we all gotta just learn how to live with what's going on so we can get through it. That's all we can do. Because it's gonna be like this for a long time.
Yes, here. Yes, it is.
As a matter of fact, they said during All-Star Weekend, you know how it usually costs maybe like $10 to $15 to get into a club? It was like $75, they said.
Oh, that's just regular. They're just hiking the prices up because it's all star. Don't get me wrong, prices going up. But that was just a normal party weekend hike up in price.
Not 75.
Yeah, that's the norm. That's the normal hike up in prices during All-Star Weekend.
I think, are you guys talking about CIAA?
No, when they had All-Star Weekend just passed, it was in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the basketball. Yeah, they gonna
the NBA All-Star Weekend. Yep.
Yeah.
They gonna raise the prices up for everywhere. Inflation is real.
Right. It is. It is. And I don't know if this happened to y'all, but I haven't been able to find nothing. Like the shelves are starting to look bare again. Yes. And that is some scary shit.
Man, I couldn't find my men's Depends. I was like disappointed. I was like, yo, like, what am I supposed to do?
But you
always do.
Know what I did?
Your regular draw.
Let me tell you what I did when it started happening. I started buying seeds. Mm-hmm. I started buying green bean seeds, black eyed pea seeds, tomatoes.
Right.
And I said, you know what? My aunt cans, and she gave me some good information. I said, because some stuff about to go down.
Mm-hmm.
The writing's on the
learn to utilize it and recognize it and build on your own.
Exactly.
Depending on the system.
Right.
I'm going to Shelly house. I know she got a garden in her yard. Green thumb. She got a green thumb. She got maybe she might grow the greens that I don't even mess with, but I know she got a green thumb.
I'm coming over. Coming.
All right, producers, you ready for don't hashtag this?
I'm ready.
Okay, AAA listeners, it's time for Black V to present Don't Hashtag This. I repeat, don't hashtag this. And now your co-host, Black V.
Hashtag don't hashtag this for episode 69. Well, I'm sorry, 68, and I owe you one. It's hashtag don't hashtag my adjective. I'm gonna be an asshole on this, but I do it with a pure intent and good reason. I know the whole thing is about pronouns right now. That's the popular thing going on with we're fighting over their pronouns, and our certain community wants to be respected and identified as a pronoun. Well, I want to be respected as my adjective, and my adjective is when you refer to me, say that motherfucker Jay, aka the sexy beast. My adjective is the sexy beast. When you refer to me as a sexy beast. That's my adjective. That's what I want to be respected as. If they getting pronouns, god damn it, I want an adjective. I want you to respect my motherfucking adjective and respect it how you live and respect my shit. Fuck it. If we giving out pronouns, verbs, and nouns and everything. Adjective. I want my adjective. Sexy beast. That sexy beast, Jamar. Don't listen. You call me by my fucking first name and you don't have the sexy beast in it. It's gonna be another fucking problem.
Okay.
I respect you. If you want to be called he, she, them, him, her, they, I, okay, what the fuck ever, I respect it. Once you tell me, I ain't got no beef with you. You sit there. If I see you, you got a mustache, I say, "Excuse me, sir." And you said, don't respond to me or identify me as sir. You say, "I am they, them, or those, whatever the fuck it is." I'm gonna respect it. I'm gonna call you what you want to be recalled. But when I reply to you, respond to me as the fucking sexy beast. If you have one fucking iota of an issue, I'm slapping the shit out of you. I don't give a fuck what your pronoun is. If you disrespect me and my adjective, you get slapped. Because I respected your pronoun, respect my adjective.
Oh, that's not right.
You're so violent.
I just felt like it was on my chest. But that's right. Don't hashtag adjective. I don't want everybody else to do it because it's gonna be a lot of fighting and everything else. But that's how I feel. I'm
They
like,
really
yo,
fighting over
respect.
pronouns still. I thought
Yes,
they
they
kind of died
is.
down some.
Shit done got real. Like these pronouns is no motherfucking joke. Like most motherfuckers want to be he,
Well,
they,
have you
them.
cut you off, Mr. Black B? Not to cut you off. I'm so sorry. Have you ever looked at it like this? We don't like to be called African Americans, right?
Right.
And that's something that someone put on us, you know. And we're trying to get rid of that. So I kind of look at this situation as in people who are trying to figure out who they are and they want to describe themselves and they don't fit in the box right now. I think they're trying to find the box that they fit in, and I don't see anything wrong with that.
No, I don't. I didn't say anything was wrong with it. The whole thing of respect my adjective or don't hashtag my adjective is that, yo, I get it. Here's the thing. I can't wake up tomorrow as a black man and say, don't look at me, don't refer to me as a black male.
I get that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't. You don't. I don't get that choice. My ancestors didn't get that choice. And if I did have that choice, I might say, fuck that choice. I still want to wake up black today, tomorrow, and in the future.
Right.
Okay, so if you die today, and let's say somebody dies today, and I don't want to get into this that deep, but we'll do it just for the sake of whatever. If one of us died, say I'm gonna use me, the most respectful way I can do it. I use myself. Say I'm a transgender male and I really was a female, or whatever the case, right? I really was a female before I grew this facial hair, these sexy beast looks.
They did a good job. They did a very good
I
job.
want to hear your. I don't want to hear. So I really was a female at birth. When I die and they bury me in the ground, and 100 years from now, when they dig up my bones, and even though I live the first 20 years of my life as a male, and then the next 60 years as a female, when they go dig up my bones and they run tests on my DNA, what is it gonna say that I am?
A man. I mean, a female.
No, a male.
Male.
You want to say I'm a male?
Wait, but you was a female starting out, right?
No, I was a male starting out.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you said
I don't know. But if I started out as a damn male or a female, whatever the case, at the end of the day, when they dig your bones up, whatever you were born as, that's how they identify you as.
Right.
That's not to discourage those. Sometimes reality is never to discourage. Reality is just to give you what the fucking reality is.
Right, that's true.
I'm a troublemaker. Can I hit back on you with that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are any of you guys religious?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh God, no.
So in the Bible, it said that Jesus said, "Repent for your sins and you're born again." Right. Right. Born again Christian. Right. So Saul.
But Jesus. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But listen, right? Because this is the same thing. We can kind of debate this. You said that when they dig your bones up, you will be described as a male still because of DNA. But God said that once you came to him and you repented, you were no longer a sinner. So now when you say 100 years from now, and they check your old background, they can say still, oh, he was a sinner. But you know that you died knowing that you were no longer a sinner and you were born again. Why can't they have that option?
Because God didn't describe. Because God didn't describe that. Yo, when you was born. No, wait. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. The difference is that if I'm also not a hypocrite, but I also argue the Bible and the different flaws and everything else within it. So I get the point you're making. The reality of it is this: if you talk to most Bible scholars, most of the time it comes semi-close or close or there at the literal sense.
No,
they're talking about your spiritual. They're talking about your spiritual or your sinning within those things. So when you go outside of that, they'll be like, "Oh no, that's not it. That's how they are." I'm not agreeing with it. I don't think it's right. My thing is, I might be more along the lines with you. What I'm sitting there saying to you is like, yo, me personally, your preference is your preference. Mm-hmm. Do what you do. Be comfortable within the skin you are and within. Don't get mad at me if I see you walk up and because my mother's mother before her, or my mother's mother before her, and I see you with facial hair and I say, "Excuse me, sir." And then you get mad. I'm not a sir. Why did you address me as a sir? Blah, 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 blah. Now you want to argue about it. I'm like, yo, I didn't fucking know. It's like, yo, like, okay, you want to address your identify as whatever the hell, that's your personal choice. I don't care what you identify yourself as with. At the end of the day, me and that person talking in person, whatever case, can identify, I can respect and identify who they are. But guess what? When they die, if there was a woman who took hormones and everything else, even when they took hormones, when they test their DNA on their blood, they were still born of men. I'm not telling you it's wrong or it's right. Mm-hmm. I'm just telling you the scientific fact. And you can go argue about the rest. You were born a man, you'll die a man. Anything you do in between is your business. Live your life. You want me to call you a woman? I'll call you a woman. You want me to sit there with it? You can go get a sex change. Your bones gonna still sit there and say, if you was born a woman, you're a woman. I'm not arguing your personal choice. It's not about your personal choice. It's not about what you choose to identify as. Do what you do. Scientifically speaking, no, not you. I know not you. I know not you. I know. I'm sorry. I speak so passionate, and I feel I don't want you to think I'm attacking you.
Girl, he over there sleepwalking, girl.
I know, man. I listen. So I'm agreeing with you. They have that right. Your choice is your choice. Choose who you want to be, but don't always force the rest of the world to identify you as that. Just like the rest of the world, for us as Black people, they chose not to identify as a smart, intellectual people or people who fucking could run the world or could run the government and everything else. Yo, welcome to the real world struggles that Black people have been going through for the fucking longest. And I know those who are there, whatever their sexual preference is. The difference is I could be gay, live my life in a closet, and go fuck who I want to fuck. And as long as I keep it on the low, I can get away with it. I can't claim this motherfucking skin color. I cannot. It's me. I was born with that shit. I'll die with that shit.
Well, Michael,
my blood sample, they can't tell whether I was gay or straight, whether I like women, men, whatever the fuck, or whether I dressed up as a woman. But you know what they can't tell? What we said in the beginning of this podcast, he's still a nigga.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
He's still a nigga.
That is
so
true.
So I say that to all my males and females and trans and all the people, the LGBTQ plus community. Especially if you Black, at the end of the day, you fight for them rights. But remember, the rest of the world look at you like you still a nigga.
Yeah. It's true.
You just a nigga that might live the rest of life feeling that you was born to be a female. And I respect it. Be who you are, my G. but they gonna still look at you like you just a nigga. A nigga that think he was born as a woman, or a nigga that think he was born as a male.
A fact
A
is
female.
a fact.
Facts are the facts.
Yep.
And that's the reality we all have to live with. That's the reality of what we go through, what we fight against, what we struggle with. So it's no knocking. So my adjective is, since that's the way the world is, and people trying to get the world to accept it, well, shit, I need to throw my bid in. Respect me. My adjective is Sexy Beats. Respect my adjective.
All right, Sexy Beats.
Thank you. Ooh. Go ahead, Laura. Laura, you look like you wanted to say something. I'm not knocking it. No,
I'm just saying though, like your thought process. You said that we're conditioned, but your thought process, you're still speaking. I don't hear you speaking. I hear what you were taught speaking through you.
no.
But
I'm
nigga,
accepting. I'm not accepting. I'm identifying
But when
the
you
reality
when
of
you say
the
that,
world.
no, I get what you're saying. You're identifying, yeah. But listen, when you keep on putting claims on your own life, I believe in manifestation. If I keep on saying I'm a nigga, I'm a nigga, I'm a nigga, I'm a damn nigga. If
But
I
what
keep
is a
on
nigga?
saying I'm a fail, but that's not who you are. You don't have to identify as
It
that.
means royalty. Negus, niggas means royalty.
He
Yeah.
said
Yes, it's all
You're-
about
you're
how we
using-
choose
so,
to
and that's the
identify the
thing.
labels put on.
That's the thing. It's different terms. People don't understand how to use those terms. You got nigger, and then you got nigga.
Niggas.
With the yes, with
Yes, niggas. Yes,
but I don't. Is that what you're saying? What she's saying, or you saying nigga?
I'm saying it both. I said it both. I meant it and said it both ways.
That's what I'm
nigga.
confused.
No,
I'm
I
like,
meant
you,
it.
No,
I
he's saying
meant
nigga.
it and said
you
it.
can't
I
speak
meant it and said
royalty,
it
and then
both
you
ways.
use the
It,
derogatory
actually, I
term
meant it and
that
said it
we're
all. I
that
meant it and
guys
said it
think
all
is
three ways.
royalty. That's what I'm just saying.
I meant it and said it all three ways because we got niggas,
we
we
do.
got niggas, and we got niggers. And you know the sad part about it? The ones we refer to niggers are not the ones who's black as hell, hood as hell, whatever the case. It's some sellout motherfuckers.
You know what I get tired of though? Like I walk by like the hood stores, because the hood stores be having the best fried chicken, right?
Mhm.
Yes, they do.
You see like the black folks pull up in the Mercedes, right?
Right.
But you coming here for chicken, right? And they don't like something that was said, niggas. That's what we hear from our people. And you know who that sounds like?
That's conditioning.
That sounds, and that's why I'm like, that word just doesn't sit right with me anymore, because now our own people use it to scare us down. Like they'll come over here and they'll come to the hood. You still want to congregate over here for what you need, and come see your peoples who gonna uplift you. But then you come over here and then they niggas.
Nigga.
I seen this literally the other day. Some girl, she preppy and whatever, and this is what I heard her say out her mouth. And I looked because the cashier, the girl, obviously she was new, and this woman said niggas, and I'm just like, you looked in the mirror lately,
Right.
and that's why for me that term, that's why I said I'm gonna stop using that word. I be trying, because I'm like, damn, our own people use that to degrade us and look at us like we're nothing, because she wasn't using that as a term of endearment. She was using that because she felt like she had status and she was no longer a nigga, and she wanted to use that word like the house slaves use on the field slaves to tear them down. That's
exactly.
But you know what? When I look at her, when you say that and I look at her, I was like, a nigga. For the fact that she was trying to separate herself from it. It's the word is like all encompassing to my people, the good, the bad, the ugly. It's just my people. I love my people. I love my people who may come across as sellouts. I still love you. You're lost. You're conditioned to think away. I love my people who are pro-black. I love my people who are just like they don't give a fuck. I love black. I love people, period. But I love black. So with saying that is that we can get so lost. We'll get lost in titles. We'll get lost in names. We'll get lost in all the other bullshit. The reality of it is this: live your truth. I don't care what your sexual orientation is, what your preferences, or whatever case. Live your truth. If you are black and you're part of the Alphabet Plus community, no disrespect, but I'm a short nigga because I can't remember that shit. Yo, live your fucking truth.
Mhm.
Okay? Now,
Self-love.
self-love.
Yes.
Self-love. And if you live
Agree.
your truth, the rest works out easier. The rest, as long as you're living your truth, works out easier for you. I'm not
Mhm.
judging you. I'm not telling you that you and your pronoun is wrong. I don't give a honestly, they look at me like I'm wrong for saying it. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. It's when you try to make me give a fuck that I have a problem.
Mhm.
And I think that's the issue going around in most of the world, is that a lot of people was like, yo, human beings deserve to be treated respectfully and righteously. When you force the shit on me though, and make me have to have an opinion or force me to have to do this, and this. When at one point in time, I really didn't give a fuck. If you'd have told me, yo, I called you sir, and you'd have been like, yo, don't call me sir, I'm a whatever case that, I'd be like, huh, okay, sorry, ma'am. It went about my fucking business. But when you're trying to force it down my throat, that's when not only white America, but black America or the rest of the fucking world gives a fuck. Yo, I want to respect you for who you are. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
Mhm.
Respect the human beings. We'll be like, my bad, whatever. Respect your identity, what you choose, your pronoun. Respect your pronoun.
Mhm.
There's some ignorant motherfuckers who don't. They don't matter what you did, however you want to claim across with it, they not. That's life.
Yeah,
Just
that's
like
true.
there's disrespectful motherfuckers that can't respect us for our skin color.
Right.
For this. They can't. They won't.
Right.
It don't matter how hard you work, how much effort you put in, how respectful you are,
Mhm.
how motherfucking much money you got.
Did you,
Exactly.
So
did you see
when
Dave
you stop
Chappelle?
pleasing, go ahead. I'm sorry, Kiki.
No, because you basically saying, but Dave Chappelle last show, he hits it on a nail.
I mean, here you can't make the world happy.
Yeah, but he hits it on
Guys,
a nail.
so we got a chance to see it. Me and my friend Tracy, she had a mutual friend, right? At the
Yeah.
shop. And I'm gonna tell you guys something. There was more white people there than black people.
Yes.
Mm.
We know who our people are. We know we related to niggas, and niggers. We all know who we can spot out when we see how many times we see our black folks, they cool, they whatever case, they work hard, whatever case, like them my niggas. How many times we see when the ignorant, ghetto ass, don't give a fuck, can't respect shit, don't understand, and when you try to help them, refuse to understand it, and you be like, yo, I don't even like to use the word niggas, but these motherfuckers just don't want to be great.
It will make you use it.
Yeah, and then you got just the black folks, like, we know the difference. Us as black people, we know the fucking difference. We know when we got some hood ass niggas and we got some niggas.
Mm-hmm.
We know, and we ain't even gotta say nothing. You know, Alora, you know when you go to certain family functions, you know if it's a niggas event or a niggas event. You know.
I know if it's an ignorant event.
You know what I'm saying?
I was
My
gonna
point
say
is
that because
exactly.
it kind
And
of
I'm not
sounds
calling
crazy.
niggas
I'm just like,
ignorant.
if you take the word bitch, you take the word hoe.
Mhm.
I know if I'm at a bitch, ratchet, or hoe event.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's basically what you're saying, but just using the word
You
nigga.
know, but
Right.
we know, we all, us as black people, this is what we take credit for. We know. When we in the hood, we know how to act. I get on my girl, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a black man. I love being black. I got black pride or whatever the case. My fiance is Mexican. But she not Mexican, like her family mostly from Mexico, and she grew up with some tough shit, and her uncle might run a cartel. Nah, she like Mexican. She
Oh,
grew
my
out in the countries and the suburbs and shit like that. We go to a place, I get out the car to go gas station. I get out the car to go in the gas station, wherever the case, to get something. She locked the fucking doors. I go back to the car like, excuse me, but I look at her like this, like, nigga, what did you do? You locking the goddamn door, niggas gonna think we got shit.
I locked the doors too. What the heck?
If you're by yourself, okay, I get it. But when I pull up in the hood, and you pull up at a gas station, you supposed to pull up at that motherfucker like you live there. That's your motherfucker.
No,
like you, except for Chicago. Chicago, I don't go to no gas stations in the hood.
Dude,
Fuck all that.
So you feel more comfortable amongst white people?
Who, me?
No, Jamar.
Oh.
No. I said Chicago. I go to any hood. I go to I go to Cleveland. I go to Cincinnati. I pull up in the hood. I pull up. I hop out the whip. The whip. I won't leave my whip still running. I'm not that goddamn done because any nigga can get got. But I hop out. But when you hit that lock, and she don't hit the lock like, let me just lock the doors. She hit it where the motherfucking alarm go off. I'm like, this motherfucker to get robbed.
Yo, listen, I'm locking doors in the suburbs too because I'm thinking about get out. I'm locking my doors in the hood because I don't know some of them
but
people.
But you do it on the low. She be like hitting the shit like click, click. Like we get out the car, she be like, "Do you lock the doors?" I be like, "Yeah." She don't believe me. She pull her key set out. Boop, boop, click, click. I'm like, "That we gonna get robbed." Cause they know they thinking you got some shit.
No, they just know that everybody lock their doors now because niggas be stealing.
No, niggas be paying attention. Oh, they locking their doors. They must got some shit.
Oh my God.
You know, that's like going to the Shell's gas station on Market Street. As soon as I step, I don't even go there. I man, listen, I floor it. I floor it past. Okay.
And I get it. And it's just different things. Like, yo, like I like to be comfortable in the hood. Like, or make or not even comfortable, but it's, you know, when you can tell a motherfucker don't belong there.
Mm-hmm.
You know when a motherfucker pull up and they click, 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 they locking their shit, and then niggas, not niggas, but niggas' antennas go up like, yo, maybe because I was there once upon a time because I would pay attention to that shit because of the homies I used to hang out with. We watch like, yo, they locking the door. She must have some money in her purse or whatever the hell. What's going on with that car? Like, you just know, like if a car pull up in the hood and they banging their system super loud.
I feel like it shouldn't be the hood. It's like anywhere.
It's
like, you know,
no,
the reason why I say that is because
I
everybody.
wish a motherfucker would. I wish I would get robbed in Boardman. I ain't even gonna tell you I ain't robbed in Boardman.
It's people that got robbed in Boardman. It's people that got robbed in the
No,
suburbs.
I wish I would, because I ain't telling nobody. I'm gonna go file my police report like a regular citizen, but I ain't telling my homies that got robbed before.
We have this area here in Charlotte. It's called Ballantyne. Ballantyne is where all the millionaires live. Okay, they drive the Phantom. They got the Rolls Royce. That's where you're gonna see lambs. Okay, I go over there and I still lock my doors because they probably got some crackhead kids that's gonna rob me.
And I whoop that crackhead ass kid's ass.
You can go to the Asian area. It is not about color or race. It's about humanity. People who just got sticky fingers. That's
you scary. I pull up in the hood. I lived in LA, out there in Long Beach. I pull up at the gas station.
Keep naming the
I pull up, hop out.
Minerals and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, I'm from Ohio. I pull up, hop out. Now, I didn't do that in Compton. I did that in Long Beach.
I do that.
I ain't do that in Compton. Hey, I know better.
But
people really think that black people are not in Ohio.
I know.
That's so crazy. Everywhere I go, I'd be like, they be like, where you from? I'd be like, Ohio. They be like, it's black people.
Y'all got black folks?
Like, so did you grow up in the fields? Like,
they go to Seattle. They be like, black folks live in Seattle?
Right.
Oh, it's a lot of black folks. Wait. Renton,
Seattle,
I know, like you know, Renton is nothing but niggas in Renton, Seattle. I know.
Renton's everywhere, but not too far from Tacoma. Tacoma's mostly black. You know, Renton's outside before you get to Seattle. You know, then you got Rainier Beach. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. You see, Kiki's been out that way. But yeah, I tell anybody, yo, we need more black people in Seattle, except for don't be the homeless community, because that shit is ridiculous out that way. You ride on the freeway, and it's nothing but homeless people all up under the bridge, Tent City.
That's in, I tell you where it's real bad.
That's in every major place.
After I retired,
but you know what I always do? I always tell people
Vegas, right? Like you go like
Vegas,
like when you go to downtown Vegas and off the freeway, you know the overpass. you see all these homeless folks, and it's you're like, how in the heck they make billions of dollars?
Because it's the city. That's why I'm telling people, like, it's the city. So when the city starts feeling like they're getting overran with homeless people, because they do it here in Charlotte, they'll give them bus tickets and they'll have them depot to somewhere else. And then there's someone else's problem. So that's the issue.
That's
so
how
when down here, when our homeless shelters get overran, they start purchasing tickets to move them on somewhere else. Yeah.
You know what
But if I'm gonna be homeless, I'd rather do it in Nevada. I ain't even gonna house.
Right.
They were like, best way I can describe it is, now they're building all that building, right? And then, you know, like the different neighborhoods, they got the casinos, right? The black neighborhood, Mexican neighborhood, poor white trash neighborhood, no pun intended, right? But the majority of Las Vegas is Hispanic. Point blank. Like, you know how like every corner you'll see a taco place with another name. Every other corner. Like you were saying, when I was in Atlanta, they had a conference I went to. It was Blacks in Criminal Justice, right? And so the black folks, we were right downtown Peachtree, right?
Right.
And so what they done, they told us they took all the homeless folks off the street during the 5 days we was there because of the convention. And they put them in like the county jail, basically, to get them off the street.
Oh no!
I hope they fed them.
They did
I'm
that.
telling you, if you go to San Francisco,
San Francisco is crazy.
Like the financial district, Old Dome, and then not too far from Chinatown, they got their carts and things, and you be thinking, damn, it kind of makes you feel humble. You never know.
Yeah. Well,
never know.
As we get ready to wrap this up, I want to thank all my guests, and I'm gonna give the guests a chance, an opportunity to shout out what they do. Kiki, I need to just shout out your podcast, and also shout out what you got going on. Road Candy, shout out Road Candy also. She's an entrepreneur, a businesswoman, runs her own company. So shout your shit out.
If there's any 18-wheelers out there, I'm on the other side. I'm no longer driving. I am a dispatcher, and I can get you some money. So feel free to look up Road Candy and hit me up. And I am part of QWalk, Queens with an Attitude.
All right.
And I think we're on episode 16, I believe.
Yeah, 16. Yeah.
Like, share, and subscribe.
There we go. Hey,
I'm already subscribed.
There you go. See, CL will trip on you, or Annie gonna call your ass if you ain't tell him share, and subscribe. Yo, Laura, go ahead and shout out your podcast one more again, because I definitely respect your hustle and your grind, Queen.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Again, I'm Alora D, and the name of my podcast is The Lauren Hour with Alora Dannon. And my podcast, we basically just talk about a lot of different things and really about community. So right now, we're really new, so we're only 30 days out, and we have about 10 episodes so far.
Awesome.
So don't forget, guys, to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Shelly,
yes.
Shelly, before you get started, Shelly is an amazing, beautiful, strong Black woman who looks like she's mixed with every shade of the rainbow, as she likes to say. But she's a queen. She's
very enlightened to talk to like-minded folks, and it's lovely to see women of color doing it.
Yes.
And I shout out, just keep on doing you. That's one of my favorite terms. Do you?
Do you?
Yes.
Do you? Tia, you got some words before we end the podcast?
I always got to shout out to LDBC. Those
hell no, you stole my thunder.
Boxing and MMA news. I highly suggest y'all check out some of those channels. 78, Ashley's Corner, Tay Tay Brown, BFTV stands for Best Fight the Best. Those kings and queens know boxing way better than I do. I get my shit from them, and then I verify it and make sure it's true. So if y'all want to check out any fight news or anything, definitely, yes, Miss Kiki, agree. Definitely hit them up. Mom, Dad, crazy ass baby brother, I love y'all dearly. Keep your heads up, stay positive, and that's all I got for you.
All right, and so as we get ready to end this, as we get ready to end this, shout out, respects and props to the man that pays the bills that and enable for all these podcasts to happen. My big bro, shout out to D80, aka CEO of Truth Films Entertainment. Shout out to AAA Productions, which brings to you not only QWOP, but deep throat conversations and pussy talks, as well as Product of the 80s and a AAA podcast. And we're growing. The brand is ever growing, and we want to build more, and we're growing more. And I thank all our listeners who crossed over and listened. Shout out to the second season of A Ball and a Dream. As well as we have The Wall of Jades is going through the process, so be looking out for that web series. Not a podcast, it's a web series.
Mhm.
This is our second web series. As we grow, we become better and become more enlightened and become more knowledgeable. So shout out to that. I thank you all. Without my brother, none of this would be possible. So I love my big bro D80. And God bless you all. Thank you. This is the AAA podcast. I am your co-host, Black V. That is T. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
That is our guest, Kiki. That is our guest, Shelly. That is our guest, Alora. And we are out. God bless y'all. Thank y'all. Good night.
Guys, have a nice weekend.
You
You
too.
too.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.